Hey Fratcom, this is Max Forte with your top 15 niche picks for spring 2016. No more snow. You know, it's finally gotten better. The watches have finally sprung. You know, we've gotten the daylight savings going on. The days are definitely longer, much easier to wear our hot fragrances, you know, our warm weather, citrus, aromatic favorite fragrances that we love to wear in the warmer weather. So without any further ado, just my caveat here, these are my top picks, no one else's. These are fragrances that work great for me. You're welcome to try them. If they work for you, great. But I can't guarantee the rate of success that you're going to get as much as I do with these. They're phenomenal. These are my top 15, the ones that I'm going to be reaching out the most this spring of 2016 niche edition. Let's get right into them. At number 15 from the amazing house of L'Artisan Parfumeur, this is a creamy take on citrus. You know, great combination of olive blossom and orange blossom, embellished by honey and beeswax. Unbelievable, phenomenal, great compliment garner. If you haven't tried this one yet, the reason why it's low on my countdown is because I've only gotten this a couple of months ago and I've just started really wearing this, but it's already doing phenomenal in my rotation. So this is Seville Le Loube from L'Artisan Parfumeur at number 15. At number 14, it's a Jo Malone fragrance that was at the same spot last year, which another great thing to do these, you know, year after year is to look at which ones are the newcomers, which ones are being bumped out of the list. So it's always cool to you know, refer back and reminisce and see how your taste changes and develops. So without any further ado, my number 14 again, last year and this year, from the house of Jo Malone, London. This is Blue Agave and Cacao. This one is really pretty, bright, unisex composition that's just amazing. Kind of fizzy, very uplifting, and very invigorating. It has some nuances of flowers in here, but by no way, shape, or form this is a feminine melange. This is definitely unisex, and it's very sexy in a guy. So if you haven't tried this Jo Malone Blue Agave and Cacao, definitely try it. It's definitely my favorite from the house, and number 14. At number 13, from the house of Acqua di Parma, I love the way they do freshies and you know, invigorating and just, you know, uplifting fragrances for the warm weather. This is none other than Acqua di Parma Colonia Essenza. It's a great neroli, bergamot, and Sicilian lemons combination. Very classy with an Acqua di Parma signature essence that envelops the fragrance. Surrounded by musk and rose to give it just the right amount of mysteriousness, but still keeping it with depth, but also still great for the spring. So Acqua di Parma Essenza, Colonia Essenza at number 13 from the countdown of spring 2016 niche. We have another newcomer this time around. This is from the house of Cartier collection, private collection. This is a fragrance that I haven't heard anything about, definitely unisex. Definitely an amazing fragrance that I've worn a little bit already, and it's won my heart, and that's why it's, you know, at number 12. The house of Cartier L'Urfol 10. This is from the private collection. This is a fruity floral, but again, not feminine at all. Very, you know, unisex. Both can wear. You can actually share with your significant other. They don't come cheap, but it's a definitely amazing fragrance. A combination of black currant, red currant, grenadine, some woods and flowers. It is definitely very sex and very, you know, fruity and aromatic. Amazing for the spring days. I'd like to wear this more in a you know, dressier kind of setting, but it's definitely a great compliment garner. If you haven't tried this out, try to get a hold of it. You will not regret it. At number 11, from the Prive collection from Dior. An amazing composition by Nick Minardo, which is one of my favorite noses. This is none other than Bois d'Argent. Needs no introduction. The Fratcom really knows this fragrance. This is a stellar composition of iris, myrrh, honey, vanilla, amber, and patchouli. Really to die for. Definitely unisex. Just an amazing fragrance. Phenomenal compliment garner. If you have not gotten your noses on this, get a decant or something, but definitely try it. I love this fragrance. My wife actually loves this fragrance. We share it. As you see here, this is a 8.4 flacon, and it's almost time for another one. Definitely try if you haven't. From the house of Christian Dior Prive Collection, this is Bois d'Argent at number 11. Now we're getting to the top 10, guys. This is an amazing fragrance. If you like fruits, this here is a melange of fruits. You get a really, you know, for some people it may be off-putting and a little weird because you get a really pungent, ripened fruit accord, like you left a basket of, you know, ripened fruits in a hot day. You know, think about, you know, papaya, apples, pineapples, you know, mangoes. You get this really pungent, you know, ripened, you know, hot fruits accord, which is for some people very off-putting, but if you wait a little, you know, like a half an hour or so, it starts to do its magic, and it's a phenomenal fragrance. The dry down is to die for. Pope by the House of Byredo at number 10. What an amazing fragrance. This one here is definitely a must for the hot spring days. At number 9, for those of you who follow my channel, you'll know this is one of my favorite signature scents for work, for the office. This one here is from the House of Bon number 9. At number 9, this here is one of my favorite for warm days in the office, and it's none other than Bon number 9, Copper Square. What an amazing fragrance. You get a phenomenal note of cognac up top. Very classy, very elegant and sophisticated smell. Reminds me of one of my old-time favorites, Calvin by Calvin Klein. I don't know if you guys know about it, but this one here is that kind of fragrance. I get a long 8 to 10 hours out of this fragrance. Again, it's a blend of cognac, resins, and spices. It's a patchouli and musk. Basically, it's a fougere type fragrance with a modern twist, just the way I like it. If you haven't tried this one yet, please do and let me know what you think. At number 9, Bon number 9, Copper Square. At number 8, again, for those of you who follow the channel, this is definitely one of my favorite, you know, dress up, office kind of, you know, meetings when I want to make a real professional impact. This is the one, this is my go-to guy in the springtime, one of my top of all time signature scents for office. And it's none other than Tom Ford Private Blends Italian Cypress. This one here I think has been discontinued, so if you can get a hold of it, please do. You will not regret it. If you like the likes of Polo Green, the original that was more, you know, pungent, more, you know, amped up, you're definitely going to appreciate this fragrance. A very beautiful, creamy cypress note with some mandarin oranges, neroli, bergamot, and amber. This is masterfully constructed, and it's a compliment monster. I absolutely love it. This one here has CEO written all over it, so if you want to be the boss, wear Italian Cypress, and you're not going to regret it. I'm going to give you my number 7 pick right now for the spring of 2016, and it's none other than Reflection Men. This is an amazing fragrance. Again, you have floral nuances, very playful yet elegant scent. It'll hit you from a couple of different angles. You know, if you like Jean Paul Gaultier Le Male, this one here is a more sophisticated, elegant fragrance that takes that fragrance to the next level. Definitely an amazing fragrance for the spring. And again, I like to wear this one here and going out at night in the spring days for more dressier or formal occasions. Beautiful. This one here is a non-magnetic cap. You know, I'm thankful that I have a couple bottles still. You know, it was reformulated, not as strong as it once was, but even if you can't get the old formulation, still a great fragrance and a great compliment getter. At number 7 for my top 15 spring of 2016 niche. At number 6 from Creed, this one here to me is spring in a bottle. This one is, a lot of people think it's feminine. It has a couple chords here and notes that will give you that inky vibe, but I totally think that this was, you know, criminally underrated and oftentimes overlooked. If you haven't tried this, please give it a shot. It might work on your skin the way it works on mine. My wife loves this scent. You know, usually women love this scent on a guy. I don't know why, don't ask me why, but it does work. So if you haven't tried Silver Mountain Water, definitely give it a shot. It's green, it's citrus, and it's musky, but it has a very unique dry down and a very unique opening. So definitely want to check out from the House of Creed. Again, very underrated from the house, and it is one of my top 5 Creeds of all time. If you watch my top 5 Creeds, you will see it's definitely featured there. So at number 6, Silver Mountain Water from Creed. Now are the top 5. These are the top guns, the ones that I'm going to be wearing the most in a warmer spring days, okay? This one here at number 5, Bleecker St. Think of a hot, sunny, beautiful day, you know, and you're walking in an amazing blueberry field. This is what you get with this fragrance. Very nice accord of fresh cut grass. So this is bright, it's uplifting, it's fizzy, it's an amazing compliment garner, and it lasts 10 plus hours on my skin. What I feel when I wear this fragrance is totally relaxed. It has a really nice relaxed vibe. Leave your troubles away and stay a while. So Bleecker St. at number 5, definitely one of the best fragrances for spring. From the House of Bond number 9, I promise this is the last Bond. At number 4, this is Andy Warhol. This is plum and oud to perfection. If you like those two notes and you don't like anything that's too aggressive, too pungent, or too medicinal, this here is just unbelievable. It's kind of similar to Plunge Japonese of Tom Ford Private Blend, but I like this one better. I get a much better projection longevity out of this. Unfortunately, it's been discontinued, really hard to find, and they're asking for a mint when you do find it. But if you can find it, you will not regret it, I promise you. This is a compliment monster at number 4. Balsamic, sweet, fruity and a bit smoky. This is perfection. Unbelievable for spring. I like to wear this at nighttime in spring, going out, dressier occasions, as opposed to the one above this one, Bleecker St, that I like to wear more casual. This is definitely more formal. And also I wear this gingerly, being the fact that it's been discontinued, but nothing to overlook. If you can find this, get it. You will not regret it. At number 3, this one here is a jack of all trades. You know, by now you probably know what I'm talking about. This fragrance you can wear all year round, any season. I do enjoy this a lot in the springtime, especially, you know, for work or if I'm hanging out, you know, with friends and family. Very easy to wear and a monster for compliments. Of course, I'm talking about the king of the Fragcom. This is Creed AVENTUS. At number 3. The reason why it's not as high up on my list, you're going to see why. The other 2 picks are just as great as this one. I do love this. You know, I get a good 8+ hours out of this, and you think it's gone and it keeps coming back at you. It hits you from all angles. It has components. I've talked about this immensely. You can wear this any time of the year, smell fantastic, and get compliments off the wazoo. So what more can you ask for? Creed AVENTUS at number 3 for the spring of 2016 niche. At number 2, guys, I know this is a lot of people's number 1, and I love it. You know, I think if I'm not mistaken, it was my number 2 or number 3 last year. I have to look back on that, but it's definitely spring in a bottle. And I feature this in my latest video from Beauty Spin. You know, it's an amazing fragrance for the spring, and if you can only have one fragrance for spring, I think this would be it. Spring in a bottle, by now you know what I'm talking about, Green Irish Tweed, a fragrance that's been around for 30+ years and it's still a staple in the fragrance world. It's definitely doing something right. And this one here is no exception. This is a fantastic fragrance. You have the violet leaf, you have the lemon verbena that's just to die for, done to perfection, amazingly well blended. This is a timeless classic that will never fail. If you wear this, I don't care what event, formal, you know, casual, dressy, dress up, dress down, you're going to get noticed and you're going to get complimented in a very positive way. So Green Irish Tweed at number 2. So guys, this is my number 1. I believe it was my number 1 or number 2 last year, but I love this fragrance to death. It's definitely, arguably, my favorite offering from the Shooting Star collection of Xerjoff. By now, if you follow the channel, you know what I'm talking about. This fragrance to me is like 3 fragrances into one. It hits you from all different angles. It's creamy, it's citrus, it's aromatic, it's spicy. It is just a beautiful fragrance. It starts and a transition develops so beautifully. Of course, I'm talking about Kobe by Xerjoff, or Kobe. What an amazing fragrance, guys. If you haven't tried this, you really ought to. You ought to try this fragrance, and you're going to see how amazing this fragrance works. And I hope it works as good as it works on my skin, on your skin. I get tremendous amount of compliments, and easily 12 to 14 hours. This thing is monsters. The projection is 5 to 6 hours. It's beast mode. So definitely try this. What I get out of this fragrance? Again, it's citrus, it's woody, it's aromatic, it's spicy, it's creamy. It starts off very bright and citrus, and then it develops into this woodsy, creamy, spicy dry down. But the citrus is always present. Definitely great fragrance. I love to wear this when I really want to make a statement, a strong statement. I go with this fragrance, and I get a tremendous amount of compliments, and people really ask me, guys and gals, what the heck are you wearing? You smell fantastic. So this one here is definitely my favorite of the spring of 2016 niche edition. Kobe, or Kobe by the House of Xerjoff. Again, not easily found at discounted, but if you look carefully, you can find it discounted, and you will not regret the kind of compliments and the kind of attention that you're going to get with this fragrance. So that was my list, guys. I hope you liked it. Please let me know. Comment down below. Let me know what your favorite fragrances niche for spring are. I'd love to see them. And also, please hit the like button if you haven't yet. Subscribe for a lot more content from the channel. And please follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Twitter, and if you haven't joined yet the group on Facebook, it's called Emporium of Scents, where we talk fragrance all day long and you have a lot of savings and a lot of great things fragrance-wise. Please join us. And also, I'm going to have in the link below my 2 previous, top spring for 2014 and 2015, so you can look back and see how my tastes have developed over the years. Thank you so much for watching. This was Max Forte. I'll talk to you guys soon. See you later.